Hey, what's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It's been a minute since I've been on camera, huh? Y'all shouldn't have never turned me on to them car vlogs, baby. Shouldn't have never did that. Well, this is the final installment of the 12 days of Vlogmas. You guys, I have had a fun. It has been exhausting. It has been a challenge, but I've had a really, really, really great experience with this, you guys. You guys do not know how great this whole channel thing is for me. It's a good outlet for me to get my conversations out, my thoughts out. You guys just let me be me, weirdo, opinionated, hard-headed, difficult, stubborn, you know what I'm saying? A little slightly judgmental at times. Y'all just let me be me. Y'all get me straight. Y'all keep me straight. And I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Thank you so much to Beautiful Soul who invited us all to come together to do the Vlogmas. I can definitely see a difference in myself. Just having that constant contact with my subscribers. I know it has made me grow to love my subscribers that much more. Badu, Rowdy Chick, Natural Girl, Sandra. Oh man, I can't remember it all. 25. She know who she is. She know who she is, and she knows she my girl, okay? But all of you that just come in here, and I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm going by memory. And so I shouldn't even start naming names. You right, you right, you right, you right. Anyway, everybody that comes out here and support me, I thank y'all and I appreciate y'all for that. Like I said, I had a really, really good experience doing this Vlogmas. And for my last Vlogmas, I just want to share something with you guys. I know that I don't really share a lot of personal things. I know you guys can tell that I'm very sensitive, I'm very passionate, and I'm emotional about things, programs and that type of thing, especially when it comes to the family dynamic. Like, your girl is very, very passionate about family. And one of the reasons why I am is because that's something that my father really instilled in us as children. He always says, it's good to have friends, but your brothers and your sisters, that's your family. That's who's gonna be here for you no matter what. And so I take those situations very seriously. I'm a very loyal person. And for me, I always follow peace first. Even though something may piss me off, it's wrong as hell, I follow peace first. Usually if you get me in a place where I'm going off, like going off, it's because you done took me there. Like, I done tried everything I could possibly do to keep it peaceful, and you don't want that. So, and I learned these things from my parents. Mostly my dad. My dad is a real hothead, but my dad was going off. If I ever saw my daddy go off, my dad is going off because you took him there. Like, you did something that put him in this position where he had to go off on you. And I'm kind of like that too. My dad will do anything he can for you. When I was coming up, my dad would uh pick up hitchhikers. That would be in the car, but it wasn't nothing for a lot of people gave people rides back in the day, you know what I'm saying, in the 70s. But that was like a regular routine for my dad. My dad always watched people. He knew people. Every neighborhood we ever lived in, he knew the people in the neighborhood, up and down the street, the people at the store. Today it's no different. It's still the same. Like, my mom is a social butterfly, but she knows people. She knows big wigs. She socializes in those circles because She was in leadership for so many years, and she travels, you know, all over the world. That wasn't my dad's stilo. My dad is very, very middle America, very, very, you know, go to work, come home, cut your grass type individual. And for as social as my mom is outside of the home, around the home, neighborhood, my daddy know everybody. Everybody know him to this day. And this isn't a neighborhood we've lived. My parents have had a house in this neighborhood for a long time, like before my brothers graduated high school. Um, but we lived other places. We lived another place, and he knew all them people too. Like my dad, that's just my father. He speaks to the neighbors. He asks you what kind of tree is that in your yard. When I was coming up, he cut our grass, and the little old lady next door, she gone on to be with the Lord now, of course. But he cut her grass too. You know, it was just he just it's always been a kind soul, just always been a kind soul and a giving person, and well known, well respected. So a lot of you guys know that um I spent a little time in Mississippi because my grandparents needed some help, and I went down there to help them. And I probably never explained to you all. Um, I do a couple of things. One of the things that I've done, you know, um, I do all of them very well, mind you. I'm a typical Virgo. I'm a perfectionist, but I work in administration, which is something I'm very, very good at. I work on the executive level, and I did that for many, many years. I worked in corporate America, and then one of my passions is the elderly, more specifically, um, late stage dementia cases. So, one of the things that I do is I do cognitive care. And basically, what that means, I'm trying to move my little snowball a little closer so you guys can hear me. And basically, what that means is um, when a person first gets, you know, dementia, they may just be forgetting their car keys. Um, Dementia is a form of Alzheimer's, but they may, it's little things. That's early stages dementia. They may have some long-term memory loss, or their long-term memory may be great. They have some short-term memory loss. But you're starting to notice some things is different with mom or with dad, right? So I deal with late stage. Late stage is um, they're not sure who you are anymore. They're not sure what the stove is for. They're not sure what to do with their hands. They may be finger painting. Finger painting is what we call smearing. You know what I mean? So you born a child, and when you leave this earth, if you have Alzheimer's, you leave a child. So they may be finger painting, which is going down and all right. So what I do is I sort of structure cognitive programs to deter these behaviors. All right. Um, and so I go in, I talk to families, I do an assessment of the person's cognitive abilities, of their environment, of meds, uh, everything you can possibly think of, um, or not think of. That's what I do. So, like I said, I look at everything. I look at diet, I look at input, I look at output, I look at how the house is set up, I look at the type of clothes they're putting on. Are they still wrestling with buttons? Are they still tying shoes? You know, this type of thing. Anything that may be exacerbating the situation. So mom is already forgetting, but now we're in this crowded home and she's stumbling and she's falling. She's stumbling and she's falling because at the time that in the moments where she doesn't realize where she is, it probably feels like a lot smaller space to her. And so she's freaking out a little bit. You know what I mean? So I do an entire assessment. I'm usually with the individual from morning until evening so that I can see the entire process of how their day is. And this is how I'm able to help you. This is how I'm able to tell you what type of caregiver you need, what type of things you need around the house to make sure that they're safe when they get in and out of the shower. If the shower is going to be doable anymore, do you need a chair in there in the shower? How is the lip going into the shower? I mean, I do everything. If they're cranky a lot, if they have these mood swings, I need to know what the output is because constipation is one of those things that can cause people to be really, really agitated. Not only agitated, but disoriented and off balance. So that's the other thing that I do. I just do a head to toe, top to bottom assessment. And this is for people who want to keep their relative in their home, their member in their home. Then when you go into the facility side, what I do is I build cognitive programs to sort of keep them engaged, keep them busy, keep them focused on things outside of wanting to leave, wanting to get their car keys, wanting to go. Where is my husband? What am I doing? What is this you're giving me? You know, just how to navigate through those things so that people feel respect and dignity and engaged, and a loved one can now go and work and make the money in order to pay for the facility that's taking care of mom and or dad. All right, be calm about it, be cool about it. One of my specialties is making sure that when the relative comes to see the individual, it's not that experience. Like when I was coming up and I had an uncle in a nursing home, as soon as you open the nursing homes, open the door, I could smell it. But a lot of nursing homes aren't like that anymore. There's still some that are subsidized that are similar to that, unfortunately. But a lot of people live in, assisted living facilities, memory care units, and it's a lot different. But what my specialty is making sure that when that loved one comes, they have an experience with their relative that's not this, waiting to go because mom doesn't even know I'm here type experience. No, we don't do that. When you come to visit your parent, you are engaged with that parent. You are getting some residual feedback from that parent. If it's just a touch, if it's a hug that lets you know that mom still remembers something. Something is there and she remembers it and she acknowledges it. Um, and I'm proud of that. It's a gift that I think I always knew I had. I was always with my grandmama, my daddy's mama, my mama's mama. Always, always, always with the elderly people. And so I've always been an old soul. Um, I enjoy both of my jobs. I definitely make more money on the cognitive side. It's a very lucrative field, but it's very time consuming. Okay, and it requires a good part of my day, um, a good part of my life. You know, and admin. You go in, you do your job, you come home. Well, when I was in Mississippi taking care of my grandparents, I ended up coming on back home because um one, I wanted to go back to work and do some things and just try to find a job and that type of thing. And two, because my dad had a second stroke. Small stroke. Um, he walks, he talks, he's fine in that aspect. I mean, he's got some physical limitations, you know, with stability, but he walks with a cane and or a walker. The second time that he had a stroke, he lost his peripheral sight, so he doesn't drive anymore. So all of us chip in to take him wherever he wants to go, and we're all happy to do it. My father was never one of those people that got his keys real quiet and snuck out because the kids always wanted to go. He was always down with loading us up. I mean, it take two or three more people from the neighborhood. Get in the back. Oh, my dad's great, you guys. Absolutely awesome. So, um, it has been a challenge because in some cases, um, people get Alzheimer's because, or I mean, I'm sorry, dementia because of, you know, it's something that just happens. And then some people will get an illness, and that illness will exacerbate um, or help further along the dementia. And so that's what we're seeing with my father. And so, I made a decision. I made a decision. I wasn't, no matter how lucrative, I wasn't going to go and take care of someone else's mom and dad and leave my mom and dad to fend for themselves. My mom is a traveler, and she travels for leisure now. When I was coming up, she traveled for business, still very present, but she was always traveling, and my dad was in charge. Well, now my mom travels for leisure, which is something they should do together, but my dad is just not, one, he's not really interested in doing a lot of flying and stuff like that. My mom loves to fly. My dad is a homebody. And my parents' house is set up for that. It has a garden, a vineyard. My dad has a lake. We built a dock. He has his own boat. He's always around the house. He's always around the house. That's what he wants to do. That's what he likes to do. And so now with this new development, um, some things have had to change, not just for them, but for me too. Like, you know, I have to plan. I go out, I have a great time, but I have to make sure that meds have been taken. I have to make sure that food is ready to go because we have some challenges with cooking, turning things off. Uh, the long-term memory is really, really great. Like, he's the family archivist, but the short-term memory, not so much. So, you may wash your hands and just walk off and never turn the water off. Or my father fried fish every Friday for as long as I can remember. And when I tell you, he is the best fish fryer. My daddy make hot fish like nobody else on this earth. It is delicious. My daddy cook fish. Everybody come to get a piece of fish. Okay. Well, um, he still can cook the fish, but you know, you have to make sure that it's not forgotten about, that the fryer is off, that it's not too high, too low, that there's fish in there. You know what I'm saying? Because people be getting ideas about things they think they might want to do with that fryer outside of frying. You know, you got to be eagle eye on that joker. So those things that I did for others, I now have to do for my own dad. And it's not a big deal because I do it like breathing, but it's difficult because one, he's not mobile like that anymore. He doesn't drive, so where if I got a flat tire, I always call my dad. My dad would come fix it. You know what I'm saying? Make it all better. If I had a leak, my dad come look at it, assess it, run to the store, get the part, come back, fix it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to worry. I just called. Like, Daddy, I bought a washer and dryer. Be like, where is it? You want me to go get it? Yeah, you know, he just go to Lowe's, get it. Come and hook it up. Like, it's nothing. My dad, plumber, electrician, gardener, landscaper, like never had to worry about paying anybody for any of that because my dad did it all. It's not that way anymore. And one of the hardest things to do when you've done it for so long, you know, is to remember that daddy don't do that no more, you know? Not that he doesn't want to, it's just not safe anymore. So, um, it's been a challenge. So, you know, that's another reason why I'm very, very um sensitive about certain things, how people treat each other, especially their family and their loved ones, forgiveness, um, being kind, being thoughtful, being encouraging, because there will come a day, you know, where you may not know them or they may not know you, you know, or maybe you won't ever talk to them again. Maybe you'll say goodbye and I love you, and that will be that. And for me, the only comfort I'm going to have is knowing I did my best, that I did everything I could to show you how much I love you, how much I appreciate you. So I go out of my way. And everything I did for people that were paying me, I do it for my dad. I do it for my mom. I make sure they have everything they need. I make sure they don't struggle. I make sure they don't stress. All right. They're not babies. I don't baby them, but I make sure I see about my people. Okay. And so that means I take care of me. I take care of him. All right. I make sure I'm clean. I make sure he clean. I make sure I'm fed. I make sure he fed. I make sure I take my vitamins. I make sure he take his meds. All right. And that can be exhausting. But at the same time, I wouldn't trust nobody else to do it. I wouldn't trust a facility to do it. Okay? I don't. I want to take care of my daddy. I want to see about my daddy. And my dad is doing good. He's doing great. He's doing excellent. And I'm going to keep that right there as long as I can. And when he steps down, we bend, we stretch, we step down with him. You know what I'm saying? We meet him there, whatever he needs. I know it's going to get harder. I know things will have to change even more. But to have my daddy home, man, I I I wouldn't do it any other way. It means everything to me to have my daddy home. It means everything to me to have coffee with my dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad still climbs the stairs. He still knows everybody. Like, all of that's fine. You know, he just has some things that he needs help with, he needs support with. And that's what we're here for, you know, as a family. And so, yeah, you guys, that's my story. That's what I mean when I say I have a lot of personal responsibility. That's what it is. You look at my IG and other stuff, you would never be able to tell it because I mean, we just tuck and roll. We just tuck and roll here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just tuck and roll. We make the adjustment. Whatever we have to do, we do. And so now currently, even though I take some cases part-time consulting, um what I do primarily is make sure everything is copacetic um on the home front. And that's what I focus on. And I went back into corporate because it was a way for me to work and be paid and still have time off to see about doctor's appointments and things like that, and assessments and exams. And you know what I'm saying, like, my mom is a breast cancer survivor, and one of the things that it robbed her of was an ability to walk great distances. They both have mobility units and things like that. My mom uses hers to the hilt whenever she travels. For the most part around the city, she does walk. It's just long distances standing, and a lot of hospitals, a lot of medical places that you go in. It's standing in line to check in. It's standing over here. It's parking way over here and walking. And my mom just can't do all that. Well, she could, but I don't want her to. I don't want my parents to be out there trying to figure out where to park and how to get in and what door they should go in. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. So, why did I tell you guys all this? I told you all of this because this holiday season and going forward, I want you to really think about some things. I want you to think about someone that you have not talked to in a long time, but who once meant a lot to you. And I want you to think about calling them. Think about going to see them. I want you to think about your siblings. Think about sending them a beautiful card in the mail. Just telling them how much you love them and how much you appreciate them. Just out of the blue, no biggie. You know what I'm saying? They don't even have to know it's coming. Think about calling your mom and just asking her what you do today, just out of the blue. Like, maybe you call her every Tuesday, like y'all talk every Tuesday anyway. But maybe on Thursday, give her a call and see what she doing. See what she ate today. You know what I'm saying? See how she feeling. Same thing with dads, you know, siblings, great aunts, anybody you friends, good friends, you know what I mean? Anybody that you love and appreciate that means something to you, show them. Show them. Just do it because. Just because. Because one day you may not know them, and one day they may not know you. One day you may not be able to speak it, and one day they may not be able to hear it. Okay? And it's important to return the love, the caring, and the kindness. All right? I already know y'all know what to do. I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of us have been hurt. A lot of us have been damaged. A lot of us have been wounded, and we've built a safe haven for ourselves. We've nestled in. You know what I'm saying? We go out, but no one can come in. You know what I'm saying? And we need each other. We need to check on each other. We need to be there for each other. We need to show each other human kindness and care. And if you have a loved one, person, a friend that means a lot to you, and you have not done that, I want you to do it. I want you to go out there. I want you to do what you need to do to make that relationship more reciprocal. Okay, you guys, that is it for me. I have talked about 30 minutes or so. I hope that you guys got something from this video. I hope you learned something about me, a little bit about my story, a little bit why I'm so emotional sometimes. Now y'all see why I wanted Ralph Angel to forgive Darla so bad. Because it's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it hurts, but I'll leave y'all with something really, really quick that I think is hilarious. I'm sorry, but so one of the things that my father does is he kind of mixes things up. Like, it's all there. It's just not in order. So every day when I would leave, he did it for like a week and then he stopped. Like it just went away. But every day when I would leave, I'll say, "Okay, Dad, I'll talk to you later." He would say, "Okay, Merry Christmas." Oh, it cracked me up. It cracked me up. I was at the first time he did it, I was like, "Let me just let him know that it's not Christmas yet." Like, what you mean to say is goodbye, but who cares? I said, "Thank you, Dad. Merry Christmas to you too." Oh my gosh, I can laugh about it now because it's so funny. Like, he was dead serious. Like, he never even looked up from his coffee. He's just like, "Merry Christmas." All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching Rockin' Movie these last 12 days. I love you guys so much. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe if you are not already subscribed to my channel. And remember, I love you. Okay? Mwah, mwah, mwah.